I really want the world to hear some of these Uzi songs, man.
Yeah.
Like, some of the songs we've been making are just so crazy, and I've been talking to him like a lot more recently, working with him a lot more recently. Like he's been calling me and showing me songs and stuff. So I'm really excited for that.
That's sick, man.
I hope this year, like he actually shows the world some songs because we've got like 700 songs.
You got anything you want to show us?
Yeah.
Pop up a new D and get me a bag of the bus. Me and the bros about to turn the whole bag in the dust. I swear. Baddie roll up, little shawty, she came with a Dutch. Pull up in the whip when I'm shifting, I'm breaking the clutch. I swear. They told me to chill like I'm doing too much. I said, bitch, shut up, you ain't been doing enough. Now they got it wrong. What's up? Pack up in the bag, man, I'm really the plug. I've been smoking double, that shit OD. Got it for the low, that shit is low key. Walk up in the room, they smell it on me. I pull up to the spot, I be on Highstreet.
Only came to talk our shit, no we be problematic. Showing love out to the city, it still come with static. Posted out all in the beam, but it all start with Dallas. Every Wednesday having episodes, wreaking havoc. It's a new deal, up on Lansdowne. Let me take y'all down the high street, we been popping hands down. Won't catch us on a bad day, or beat us to our last day. On dead dogs, we ain't stopping, and the team don't stand down.
I've been smoking double, that shit OD. I got it for the low, that shit is low key. Walk up in the room, they smell it on me. I pull up to the spot, I be on Highstreet. I've been smoking double, that shit OD. Got it for the low, that shit is low key. Walk up in the room, they smell it on me. I pull up to the spot, I be on Highstreet.
That one I recorded in Reaper. Yeah, I think we made the beat in FL though.
It was FL.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why do you ask?
I was just curious. You were saying like it wasn't good, and I was like, it sounds pretty good for coming.
Who's saying it wasn't good?
No, you were saying Reaper for making beats.
Oh no, yeah, no, it is good for making beats, but it's just like it's you like that FL thing that happens with the soft clipper and the limiter saturation and shit. Like,
And it's just easier to use FL, dude.
that's
like,
debatable.
What?
That's
That's because you
debatable.
got used to using Reaper, bro. It looks like you were programming a fucking app instead of making music. Sometimes I'm like, you inputting fucking exact negative
Just because
numbers
there's no
and shit.
channel thing with the buttons that you click
Nah,
shit
there
in.
wasn't. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You converted, and you're defending it right
I
now.
converted simply because of the soft clipper.
Nah, get the fuck out.
And then I got tired of it and went back.
Up in there.
Then I got tired of it and went back.
You went back to what?
Reaper.
Ew, dude. Just moving backwards in life, bro. It's Yo, he's been acting different since the J6s got pardoned, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, free the boys. No, we had to run that one back one more time. You know, A, because it's cold outside and we film that in the summer, but also because that's just coming out this Friday exclusively on Even. You guys fuck with Even at all?
No.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
It's a relatively new platform for direct to fan sales,
Okay.
which is something that we're pretty hot on. We talk about that a lot on the show. You know, we really feel like streaming is a tough market for at least for independent upcoming artists to crack, because like you might have a core fan base of people that will buy your shit, but like if you got even 10,000 listeners a month, you're not making a lot of streaming. But if you got 10,000 listeners a month, maybe 5% of those are going to buy your shit. You can make a little bit of money if you sell your album for $10 before you put it on streaming. So
and it's like you could spend whatever you want on it, right?
you can decide like
There's
that.
like a
yeah.
minimum, but you could just also assume.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I think it's a better model to drop there first and then go to streaming.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put on Even first, a month later, on all streaming platforms. It's also how Last Days' new album is coming out in a couple
Oh,
weeks.
yeah, he's on the first, right?
First is the release party.
Okay.
If you attend, you might be able to get it there. And then I think it's going to drop officially on Even February 7th, and then a month later on streaming.
Fire.
I don't know if I can make that, but shout out to Last Days.
Yeah. You ought to be at that shit. Before we get into this, Naughtyy's not here tonight.
Oh, shit.
But she did send a message for us.
I forgot.
Can you play that, Jimmy?
Play the message.
It's just, there's no button for it. Just click on it in OBS. And put it up on the screen, please.
Hey y'all, what's up, gang?
Oh shit!
Hey, Gerald,
Did she get locked up?
shit, let me see.
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm not coming back on Highstreet. I know y'all know I already wanted to have my own segment and start doing my own pod. And I'm so grateful to have been on Highstreet for the past 2 years, I think it's been, which is crazy to me. 100 episodes, and we've just grown and only gotten better. We want a motherfucking BMA, okay? I'm so grateful to have been on the team and be a part of everything that we've done and the moves we made in the past year, moving to Naughtyy, getting amazing guests on our pod. Like, I loved it all and I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm so grateful to have met all of you and been able to connect and the family we built, and it's still going to build and grow even more. I just thought that, maybe it's time that we grow in different ways. And part of that is me being able to build up my own segment, build up my own show, and make it make sense. In order to do that, I need some time, y'all. I'm going to be taking a break from Highstreet. It wasn't an easy decision at all, but I think the timing and just going with my gut and my heart, it felt like it needed to be done. And I'm just praying that this just makes us better. And, I'm going to still be there for the team. I'm always rooting for the home team and just want to see us grow and each and every one of us get better. This is like my little goodbye, but it's not goodbye. It's a see you later because like I said, I'm hoping to have my own pod before the end of this year is over. I already know exactly what I want to do. It's just a matter of putting it all together. I know that the whole team will be ready and willing to support because that's how we are for each other. And I don't doubt in my mind that we won't be great and that y'all won't do amazing without me regardless. I am going to miss it there and I'm a sad girl, but like I said, it ain't goodbye. And yeah, don't hate me. Make sure y'all hit me up. For those watching, keep fucking watching. Keep tuning in to Highstreet. And you already know the vibes. Like, it's only up from here. Bye, y'all. Love to the gang. See y'all soon.
So, Akachi, how does it feel that you forced our co-host to quit?
I know. I feel like I'm in such a weird
Like,
spot. I didn't expect a resignation.
Super awkward right now.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. I think Trump won, and then she was like, "There's gonna be 4 white guys in there. I can't stand it."
Yeah, she's back in Cape Verde right now, dog. It's like
Nah,
preemptive deportation.
that's crazy news. That's crazy news. I knew already, obviously. She told me yesterday, but super bummed. I mean, in a way, right? Like it is exciting. She's gonna do her own show and shit like that. But it's been really, really fun having her as a part of this. She always brought the best energy, and I think she was a huge part of the vibe. So there's part of me that's like a little scared. Like we had a really good thing going. Now it's gonna change. I'm always confident that we're gonna be fine. But
we accepting applications. We want specifically sassy Cape Verdean women that make great music. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think we should do? You think we should try to find another third host, or should we just go me and you for a while, dude?
Let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'd say we got some things in the works. You know what I mean? That I will talk to about you later.
Okay.
We'll talk later about it, but. I think we've created a nice vibe. I think we have super cool guests. I mean, it's totally his fault she quit, but it's cool. We'll make it work. No, and I'm sorry, you're gonna be the butt of that joke for a little bit. But you know what I mean? It's I'm excited. It's all good.
You're excited she left.
Yeah, a little bit because it's only up from here.
Write that down.
Change is good, bro. Like in a good way. Like in obviously she wants to expand her own music career. I've talked to Naughtyy, extensively about that on the side. And this is just part of the journey. So
yeah,
shout out to the squad.
No, I'm excited for to see what she does. I should be back around. We got
the side by side split screen thing. That shit's so cool.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like looking outside. I was like, oh shit,
that did look cool. Nice job,
cool.
Jimmy.
Cool.
That was very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we get a third host? You guys watch the show every now and then, right?
Oh, see how it goes.
See how it goes,
I
right?
feel like you need more energy. I feel like you guys you know, can carry your own too. At
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but like, just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
It
Yeah.
happens. It's got to be organic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If something happens, if you
It's
find
got to
the
be a
person.
right, like the perfect fit.
Yeah. Yeah. It happened fast with Naughtyy. You know, like I met her as Fame was phasing out, and it was like, oh, this is good energy. Let's do it. But yeah, I think we'll probably just ride it out, me and Jay, for a little while.
Yeah, we'll be good.
We got Alone too. He's not here tonight either. Shout out to Alone, who was obviously featured in that song.
Yeah.
So
What's funny, I was gonna say this. I was like, I totally spaced out that we were shooting a video that day. Like, I came early. We talked about mad stuff, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I was like, all right, I gotta go,
Disappeared.
guys. I have to do something for work. And then I'm on the road. They're like, wait, you didn't come shoot the video? I was like, bro, I was here for 4 hours. We didn't shoot the video.
yeah, well, that was a long day. That was the 200th episode. We had Neek Bucks on, and he like
sick.
took a while to show up. So we were here.
No,
all
that was a
night.
dope ass episode.
It
Shout
was
out to
great.
Nick Bucks.
Yeah, it was great. He's the man. He's the man. But we got Bink here. We got Akachi, or not all of Bink, right?
Yeah, we got
Missing
some
a
of the
few of
guys.
us.
Yeah,
we got some
yeah.
of the guys.
So we got Sonicka Boom and Lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, Sonicka Boom.
Yeah.
Sonicka Boom.
I feel like
okay.
a lot of people like say Sonic Boom.
A lot of people
like
say
a lot
that,
of
yeah.
people, but it is Sonic Boom. Fair mistake.
How did you guys meet?
to
We
college.
all went to college.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said that. Sorry.
But, like,
Sorry, I'm
in
distracted by
Connecticut?
these technical
Lot
bullshit.
too, huh?
In Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? I gotta
Great.
ask specifics.
Yeah, it was good
fun.
times. We had a lot of fun.
Time.
Got to drink
Yeah.
a lot, have fun.
Do
A lot
a
of
lot
my
of work.
earlier years, I was definitely like cooking up a lot, but I feel like it was a fun school overall. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So I
Yeah.
felt like the opposite. Like I wasn't cooking at all in my early years.
Yeah.
I was playing like sports. Like I was playing club sports and, just kind of having more of a traditional college experience, I guess. And then I kind of, like I said, COVID happened when I was a junior in college.
Mm.
And that's when I really started, taking music to that next level.
Yeah.
That has to suck. That COVID time. If you were mid college about to graduate, dude, I quit. I'm
That
like,
was brutal. Yeah.
That was our
Yeah,
junior,
it was-
senior year.
oh,
It had
bro.
its challenges.
Well, dude, but honestly, like to relate it back to like everything, like COVID, like in college, us all working together, like we had all known each other throughout college, but COVID kind of gave us a lot of time. We all lived on the beach, so like senior year at Fairfield, all the housing, well, not all the housing. If you're lucky, you can be housed on the beach like privately
Mm.
and like leased privately from like all the like rich local people, and they like subsidize it a little bit so that like you're actually like it's like relatively affordable for kids to live there.
Mm.
And we were all living on the beach all together. Me and him lived like I lived like back from the beach. He lived like with all the rugby kids like on the beach. Luke lived like really close. And with me, like he was like downstairs, I was right upstairs, and like it gave us like when we never had to go to class like on campus ever, so like we got to cook up all senior year together. And obviously that wasn't like the start of the journey, but like that's when we were all getting like those Chief Keef records and like really like I feel like finally getting like my foot in like the industry door was like senior year.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, you guys have had some really major placements. I think out of any producers in Boston, there's definitely several in Boston that have had some really big placements, but I can't think of another like group of producers that have got the numbers you guys do.
Mhm.
And I forgive me if I'm missing somebody, but that's my interpretation. Like, what happened? What was the change? Like, because there was one day where y'all were nobodies
Mm-hmm.
and just making beats,
Mhm.
and then there was a next day where shit started happening. So what was that event?
I don't know. I feel like going back to it, like, so I had been a producer for, I've been making beats for like 13 years. I'm 25 now. So like since I was like 12. So
Yeah.
Just
Were you a musician before that?
I like took guitar lessons and played drums kinda, but
Yeah,
like not,
yeah.
well, not anything like
So you were
serious.
interested, but just
yeah, I
fucking
played like
around.
saxophone and band in
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing like serious. But yeah, I've been making beats for like really long. And right when SoundCloud first became a thing, I was working with like a lot of people like Famous Dex when he first came out, like Uno the Activist, Thousand Band Fani, like Warhol, like a lot of those like
damn.
SoundCloud people, like
How did you
early
do that?
Xavier Wolf, like people like that.
How did you do? We just
That was just like online networking, finding like just finessing, to be honest with you.
so you just started DMing people and shit.
Yeah, just or like being like, who makes this person's beats? Like, okay, I'm gonna pay them one time to work with them, and then they're gonna see that they like my stuff, and then I'm gonna work with them more, and then I get to, like stuff like that.
Okay.
But I had like that first wave, like Smoke Perp. You remember him? Like
Yeah,
right when he was
the name
becoming
was-
an artist, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, he was a really big SoundCloud.
He was, bro.
Yeah,
No,
was
but the
huge.
way he said, yeah.
He was
remember
huge. No, I know what you're saying though.
I mean, I
because,
remember
like,
his name.
it's-
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
listening
He's
to
had
his
like
shit,
he's had an interesting career for sure. But
Yeah,
like
definitely.
when he was like him, I was working with him a lot. Like I was on one of his first albums and stuff. So I had like that first like surgence, and then I feel like it kind of tamed out like probably like early college. I mean, I was doing stuff with this artist Joey Trap, but like I was kind of just like doing that with him. And then I want to say like junior, senior year of college was when like I think I really became like I could actually do this as a job. Like I became fully confident, and I got songs with like we got a song with Gucci Mane, and then we got a song on his album, and then I got a song with K Camp on his album. These were like smaller placements, and then I got on Chief Keef's album. We made Bitch Where by Chief Keef, and that's like a crazy song. And then The Talk and Lola Bunny, and there was this whole like resurgence of Chief Keef like after my friend Colorful Moolah had put me in touch with him. Because
Colorful
like,
Moolah is a crazy ass name, by the way. But
he's a crazy
continue.
artist too. You know, like all of Chief Keef's merch, like all designed by him.
That's
Crazy artist.
These
like,
pants too.
Yeah. So he put me in touch with him. But I'd say like honestly, genuinely, like that senior year, once we were like really starting to like, that was when I found my sound and like the industry saw my sound, and I was like really able to like turn up. And then Bink was really like, we were all we've been friends for a long time. B Heavy, like Mackie. I grew up with Mackie back at home. Like everybody, we all kind of just were cooking up so much together that it just became like a family. And, you know, being a producer in this music shit, bro, like shit gets hard, especially when you're not like rolling in money, you know? So like when you're really like grinding, trying to make it and you don't have another job, like it gets really like crazy. And I think that just brought all of us together, and we were like, why make a team full of people that we don't know that have credits or like have whatever? Like, why not just make this team us, because we're together every single day, and we've created our sound together by just being in this like bubble together. And so I feel like that's how that like became, you know? So
That's what happened in 2020. But it sounds like
well, not 2020 for that. 2020 was when like I felt like me personally, my career became something. But like Bink was
that's
like,
how Bink came to be.
Yeah, Bink was like after that. Like after we were out of college, like met B Heavy. I knew Mackie for a long time. Lah came around, Kylan, like a lot of people came around, and we just started, you know.
I was going to a studio in Norwood actually, Do Over Don't.
Yep.
Shout out to Over Don't.
Yep.
K Sully, Gabe, the guys. I was going down there a lot, and I met B Heavy because he was grinding at the time. He was working construction jobs, so he was working like 10-hour days, and then he'd just go to the studio after, cook up for like 4 hours, go home, sleep for a couple, and then go back to work in Boston, coming from Plymouth. And then I would just go there, and I was just like, who the fuck's this kid? You know what I mean? And I was just really fucking with his music too. We started working a lot, and I was already really tapped in with him. This was 2021 and early 2022, probably something like that. And then, I was like, yo, like, Akachi, I was like, Hunter, like, you gotta check out this kid. Like, not only is he a good dude, but he also, like, his music's crazy. And then kind of went from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like one of the big differences, at least for you, Akachi, was the way that you just reached out to people and started just hitting them up and believed in yourself to say, like, check my shit out.
Definitely. I feel like, I don't know, I've taken like a lot of risks. Like I met Sway Lee through doing that. I met DJ Plug, who's like an unreal DJ, historical figure in Atlanta rap music, like through just like DMing and being like, hey, I want to pay you for a collab. Shoddy Red, same thing, like years back, like same thing. Ended up going to his house and hanging out with him, and like him wanting me to ghost produce like beats for him and stuff, and like just like really like substantial shit just from like taking shots in the dark just over and over again. Like PNB Rock, rest in peace, like was one of my really, really close friends. Same type of thing. Like a lot of different people, bro. Sosa was like always, I was always such a big Chief Keef fan that like for years and years, and I told Moolah this, like I really was trying to surround myself with people that were like around them to try to get, because you know how he is as a person, is very like on his own, doesn't really care about anything else. So like to get someone like that's attention is like very hard, you know, especially if you're not around. So that was like a 6 or 7 year mission to like make that happen. And then like we had that resurgence together. But that was like something I've been working on like when I was growing up, like my whole life, you know? So
yeah, because if you were talking about the timeline, that's when it's like Chief Keef defined this new music. Like people, when you list like the pioneers of shit or who has like influences that, you know, stem from them, Chief Keef is up there. As young as he is still, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm older than that motherfucker, right? And I'm just like, there's rappers that I listen to now that are like, yo, that's so Chief Keef of him to do that sound or use that beat. And to be a part of that is fucking, it's crazy.
I think he just fits our like ethos, bro. Like of just like doing whatever you want to do, just doing it that way. And that's just what it is. And I feel like it's taken all of us, like I feel like me and all of our, like our whole friend group, I feel like all of Bink, like I feel like everybody kind of suffers with the like, we don't really make tight beats. We don't make like beats specifically for people. We just make our own stuff and fit it to where we see it fit. Like, I feel like that's kind of slowed our progression a little bit. And that's why maybe like people haven't seen us like that. But I feel like that's what's given our brand such value, is just like really sticking to that type of like ethos, you know?
Yeah, you guys really have an unorthodox sound. It's definitely not type beats, and it's like your shit sounds like your shit, and it's not like, doesn't really sound like anybody else's. Like, you make a lot of like weird decisions, honestly, like with the way that you level beats and shit like that. Like, are you guys very intentional with that type of stuff, or are you just like trying shit and be like, whatever? Like, I'm
like purposely trying to like make mistakes.
Really?
If you know what I mean by that. Like,
in,
I feel like
in what ways?
I feel like I could make a beat that's super crispy, perfectly clean, just everything's hitting. Like I try to give my beats character, similar to like art, like how you like look around in here, and I know the camera can't really see it, but like how you look at all these artists and like not everything's like perfect. Everything's got its own character to it. That's kind of like how I approach beats. And it's like sometimes like maybe for someone that's like not too into the industry or like into production, stuff like that, I could like make a decision that's like stupid or like wrong, but like it's on purpose for the sake of like the art. It's just like, I feel like we're just making art. It's like abstract art. And so like a lot of the decisions I'm making like are like unorthodox on purpose, because I'm like, I would never do that. Okay, we should do that. You know what I mean? Even though I like it, maybe I like the other version a little bit more, but like it's like, no, it's different. It sounds different. So like it's all about giving it like a different quality. I feel like we're all like that.
Yeah, or anything weird or anything funny, just throw it in. Like for instance, we were working on a beat the other day, and you know, Hunter looked at me, he was like, yo, like, just throw in a crow sound. Hold on. He just threw in a crow sound. And it's like, it fit perfectly.
Yeah, we gave it to this artist, Joey, and he was like, that beat's insane because of that one. Like, because of that. And it's like, it's all about just, that's how your production stands out.
Yeah. Funny enough, I do have this beat specifically that I made once, and I just put that Booker T intro where he accidentally said, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. And then like live. And then it just dropped, and I was like, yo, that was so hard. Even though I listened to the beat by itself, I was like, but that just that part gave it so much energy, bro. I fucking loved it. And then I had like another outro from something else crazy that he said.
I think it takes special talent to be able to do that well, though. You know, because anybody can just fuck around and do shit wrong, but like you have to have the right taste to be like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's wrong, but it's right.
Yeah.
Like it works somehow, you know? Like,
I was listening to one of these shits. I was going through Instagram listening to everything today, and there was one beat that was like 808s were hitting, but like the hi-hat and the clap were like really quiet. And then there was like one counter snare every like 4 bars that was like super loud. And I was like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, but like, it could be simpler,
That kind of reminds me like when the plug beats first came out, and then they changed like how trap music kind of was getting mixed. It'd be way louder 808s. The clap was like nothing. You're like, what the fuck? And you like there was no kick and there was barely a clap or a snare. You know what I mean?
Just squashing everything.
Yes, everything. And then you like, let's say you take away the bass, and I was like, that's a dope melody, but you can't even hear it. It'd be so funny like how that changed everything. Shout out to Mexico Dro.
You guys using kicks? Cool you still use kicks?
Yeah, I feel like I have. I was honestly one of those guys that didn't do that before. Like I was like, nah, kicks are I don't use it. Like there's no need to layer, but I don't necessarily like layer kicks in 808s, but like I use kicks like rhythmically in production. I feel like there's a way to use a kick. I feel like that doesn't necessarily just have to be like, you know, on top of a spins 808 and just like, which like honestly, I feel like TM88, shout out to him, made me way more confident with kicks, because like he still uses them in some beats, and like I feel like I figured out how to like do it in a cool way. But I don't know. I feel like we use them rhythmically, like unorthodox in a lot of our stuff. Do you agree?
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. It depends on the beat, depends on what you're trying to make. I think a lot of our stuff we make with just a straight 808 or a sub bass, just because that's kind of the vibe that we're going for.
Our stuff's punchy already, so it doesn't really need
exactly.
one.
And it already sounds very crispy. But I think, you know, we've definitely, I remember too, we were first working like 2021, like we'd use kicks a decent amount in some weird beats. Like we used it. And we still do now.
I'm not going to lie, you probably influenced me, because I feel like you were doing that. And I was like, I wouldn't do that, but it was cool.
It's because like a lot of like that old Doug stuff. Like back in the day, there were some kicks in there and just different vibes. And just some of the Pierre's beats, he'll throw a kick in there. Like I know like Magnolia has a beat or has a kick in that beat. And that a lot of that stuff just very much inspired me. Like that 2016, 2017, 2015, like that era. But yeah, I do feel like we use kicks unorthodox in an unorthodox way. Yeah.
I have a hard time not using them. I think because I'm a drummer, like I always want my drums just
hear it.
cracking. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
a genre-based thing too. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
some other genres you can get away with. Like some of the stuff we're doing, you don't need. You know what I mean? You don't really need them.
yeah, I
It's
tend to
like
do a lot
kinda-
more like street rap and shit,
And
where you
then,
really
like-
want like that thump.
Yep.
You know,
100%. For
but,
sure.
but I mean, I gotta experiment a little bit more. I think.
How's your process like with an artist? Like, have you been in the stew with some of these people we talked about? Like how was that?
I haven't been in with Chief Keef, but I'm signed to Lil Uzi, so like I've been in with Uzi, A Boogie,
K-Camp.
Meek Mill, K Camp. Well, so a lot of people, dude. Honestly, I think like a lot of different people.
All out.
Yeah, like a lot of the Glow Gang guys, like not so, but a lot of the guys. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the process varies. It's like it's almost like having a conversation. It's like you don't approach every single conversation the right way. You kind of like approach it a certain way when you like walk into it, and then you kind of like it's kind of like doing a podcast, like with whatever guest you have. Like you kind of have to like tailor it in a certain way to like how that person is.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just similar to that, and I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten much better at like giving real feedback. Like I can't lie, when I first went to the studio with Uzi, definitely was not like being like, "Yo, bro, redo that line" and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like no, because I was kind of just like sitting because I was listening to Uzi growing up, so it's like I'm in the studio and I'm kind of just like, yeah, that's all dope, bro. Like you're Uzi, like what do I know?
Right.
Now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, like I know I'm dope too, so now I can actually like, why don't I contribute to this project and like really, because I know that these people actually, as I've gotten older, value that type of feedback. They really do, regardless of how big they are, whatever. Like real good feedback, like everybody values. So at least the people that are worth it. But like, yeah. So it's changed over time, but it's like at a place where I feel like I'm really like trying to curate my own artists outside of like these bigger artists. Like I work with like one of my artists that I work with, C4 Samad, is from LA. He's a really sick artist. ATL Smook I work with a lot. Just like growing a lot of people. I work with Casso from Boston. I work with like a lot of other different Boston artists, and I feel like I try to have like more of like a voice. But dude, yeah, it's changed over time.
Do you enjoy that a lot? Like doing like that sort of traditional producer role where you're in there and you're guiding the session and everything versus just beat making?
Yeah, I feel like I like to do that when we have like a goal in mind. Like I don't like to go like pull up on someone that doesn't know what they're about to do and they're like, yeah, I might do an album, I might do this, I might do like I don't like to go into something like unorganized and do it. If I have full, like usually I'll just have full control with like the people like that I actually know, like the Smook Samat, like they'll give me control to like have like I can plan shit out, I can make sure that like we're actually going towards the goal. But for people like Uzi, like I'm not gonna be as involved when we're just kind of messing around versus when we're like, oh, it's like we're about to turn an album in and it's like now it's time to like really refine stuff. It's
Gotcha.
It's time based, like situational based.
What do you notice in the artists that are at that super high level versus people that aren't? Like, what are the differences when they hop in the booth? Their technique or their approach?
You can just tell they've done it a lot. Similar to like any producer that I've been with, like there's just like little things you can tell that like they really know what they're doing, like just technical stuff. They're quick with everything. They're thinking like steps ahead. Like I remember, so I was in the studio with Uzi when he finished Just Wanna Rock. Like that, like Jersey Club. And I remember I saw him, this is like a good example for this question. I saw him recording an ad lib and like for Energy, like bro was like, he had the mic at Jungle City. Like it was like this just like straight mic. He was like probably like 10 feet back and he like ran up to the mic and like jumped and like did the like Ronaldo, like so when he did, damn, like he literally like he was like acting as he was doing it. So just like stuff like that. That was like when I was like, okay, like he knows what he's doing. Like he's performing as he's making the song.
That's pretty cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was funny when I'm in the studio sometimes, one of my most regular lines is like, you gotta make me believe you, bro. Like no matter what you're trying to sell me, I gotta believe you. And I don't, and that means your delivery is not there. And I think like that comes with like just practice, dude. Like people not being comfortable with doing certain things on the mic, not even knowing they're capable of doing certain things is another thing I've noticed a lot too. But once they get, in their regulars, in the studio practicing, putting in hours, then you're like, oh shit, they're gonna do that. They're gonna fucking jump. I'm sure he wasn't doing that the first week.
No,
you know what I mean?
definitely not.
I mean, who knows? It's fucking Uzi, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah, of course. I feel like everyone gets their strategy over time, but I feel like it's like an hours game.
Yeah. I feel like more artists need to take vocal lessons. I never understand why more of them don't.
Yeah.
because so
It's
many
your
people made it
instrument.
without
Like,
it.
why not get some training?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think that taking organized lessons like that, I actually agree with you, but I'm just going to contradict it for a second because I've thought about this a lot with like piano lessons or lessons for an instrument. Like, do you think potentially if you have that formal training, it could create your informal creativity?
It can.
I don't know.
I feel like you can get too good. Like Vinny's a Berkeley student. Vinny over here. Shout out Vinny.
Awesome. Yeah.
I feel like there's like a Berkeley syndrome. And maybe I'm just a hater, but like,
you are.
I think it's a thing where like
from people, for sure.
People like go all the way through Berkeley and they get so fucking good that they're like bored with the simple shit. And so they're not trying to make that. And then it almost becomes like too complex to really digest. And you hear these Berkeley bands, they're going off, but it's like not that fun to listen to.
A lot going on.
One time, bro, I made a beat with this kid from Berkeley. He was nasty on the piano. Like he was a straight monster. My man's gave me 84 bars of piano, right? You know what I did? I was a dickhead and I said, look at this 16.
Yeah.
I'm mostly going to use this 8. I'm going to just use the 16 for the intro. And he was like, okay. And then I took out all the middle, kept the outro. And then he was like, but then, you know what? He was cool about it though. He was like, yo, how did you do that? I said, what do you mean? I was like, yo, I was able to just pick out exactly what I thought would sound dope. And then I picked the exact 808 that worked in the drums. And he was happy as fuck about it. You know what I mean? But I was just like, in the moment, I was like, I don't want to come off like an asshole. And thank you for the effort, bro. But
yeah, that's beautiful
Thank
collaboration.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I say that artists should take vocal lessons, I feel like it's to a point.
Yeah.
You know, like just to get the basics. Because a lot of people just don't understand even how to like use their vocal cords and shit like that. So like just to get some basics so you're not squeezing and sounding too nasally at certain points, which can like ruin a performance. You know, but I think if you go too far, you get too wrapped up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
too
sense.
Many people are artists.
Not
everyone needs to be an artist.
There's that too.
I feel like there's just way too many. Like if you're like, I don't know.
When there was technical issues, we were talking about that. I was just like, is it annoying when people are just like, why are you rapping or something? I was like, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, let me have a job, bro.
Yeah.
Like you do that, I'll do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I learned very early on, I could come up with like flows, but if you ask me to like fucking rap on the mic, it's going to sound, I don't like it.
Right. It's not your pocket, right?
It's not me.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So you get annoyed with people that shouldn't be rapping?
I just feel like a lot of not people that
He's telling you
trying.
to quit, fellas.
Not people that
Ladies.
are trying. Not people that are trying. There's people that I feel like aren't trying, that are just trying to be like live a rapper lifestyle or a producer lifestyle. And it's like, which producer lifestyle is crazy? Like all we do is just sit at a computer all day. Like,
If you don't love it,
not that
don't do
glamorous.
it. If you don't love it, don't do it.
Yeah, but like I don't know, for artists, I feel like I can tell pretty quickly like how dedicated I feel like people just want to go to the studio and get fucked up and hear themselves rap.
And then they get to post an Instagram story about, look at my song.
Yeah.
And then this poor engineer has to pretend to nod his head.
Yeah. And then all their friends are like, yeah.
By the way, like, I got to ask you guys, like, how is the fake head nod? Like, how much do you practice it? You're like, oh, hold on, replay the song. And then they do it like 30 fucking times. You know what I'm talking about? When you're in the background of that, you're like, all right, hold on.
Oh, when they're doing this, the Instagram
yeah, they want to do it. And they're like, hold on. And then you're trying to
edit
edit it. And you're like, all right, pretend you like this. And then you got to sit there, bro.
I don't know. I've been getting better. I used to be such a pushover with the feedback, and I used to be like, "Yeah, bro, we could do something." And then I just got to the point where I won't be mean, I don't think, but I'll just be quiet. I just won't say anything. But there's a lot of dope artists too at the same time, but there's a lot of people that I feel like are just like the same way people are just trying to be influencers on social media. Like not everyone needs to do that.
You seen how everyone freaked out because of TikTok, dude?
Yeah,
and then
I've never had that.
There was people like literally downloading the Chinese version of it,
crazy.
Trying to get on it. There are right now, and you could probably pull it up on eBay, $10,000, $20,000 iPhones because it has TikTok installed.
That's crazy.
Like, it's actually fucking wild, bro.
That's fried. No one's buying that.
Yeah, nobody
Dude,
should.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I am actually, I'd be shocked if they did it. There has to be someone that desperate.
Yeah.
I mean, if it had stayed banned, there might have been some people that like that was their whole business. You know, so it was like worth it to fucking get on.
Yeah.
But Trump brought it back.
Some people got rug pulled.
We got it back. We do have
That
it
shit
back.
was so funny, bro.
Yeah.
12 hours, 6 hours later, it's like, thanks to President Trump. I was like, come on.
Yeah, bro, that was so funny.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
I knew that shit was coming right back.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to TikTok and all that, but that does go to show you, and shout out to Bedlam Show Off, my homie Brandon. He posted something. He's like, this ban shows why any artist or creative should own like their following, like somehow, like get a fucking email, get a phone number, get something. Because the second the government or that company decides, nah, it's over. Remember fucking Vine, bro? That was popular for like a week. Bro, fucking people became rich off that, and then overnight it's just gone. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, even if you just get your account banned or whatever, you lose your whole business.
No, like that, like
he had a friend that was a famous Viner.
Yeah.
That like literally lost
Another
his
guy
entire,
went
like,
to Fairfield,
No shit.
Yeah, he was on Vine for like the last 6 months.
what was his thing?
He just
And
did,
can
like,
you do an impression of it?
He just
No,
did like
definitely not.
stupid
Definitely not.
skits.
We'll show you off camera.
He was like, he's probably like 15 years old or
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It was just some stuff that was like maybe appropriate for that time period. You know?
Oh, you know what's mad funny? I instantly went to that. I was like, word, I'm going to see some controversial shit after this.
Oh, absolutely.
Shout out to Twitter. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like we gotta. That's why I like things like that even thing, because like the second Spotify might be like, oh fuck that, we're gonna start charging artists this much or taking it down or whatever the fuck, you know. Like you never know. So I think like having ownership over your fan base is mad important, bro. Like because Instagram, they're the first ones to get rid of your shit too. Like Instagram's not shutting down anytime soon. But if like I work in the weed industry too, so like I see it, like you post a nug, yo, people are losing 10,000, 40,000 followers like instantly just because they are cannabis influencers or whatever the fuck. And you're like, that's literally their livelihood.
Yeah.
Like that's how they make money. And you just instantly just deleted it.
They'll shadow ban you if you like swear on your story.
Oh, I'm shadow banned as
I
fuck.
do. I am too. I swear on my story all the time. And it's just
Yeah, I'm
like,
shadow banned because of weed.
Bullshit.
So if you have weed,
So
You don't
basically, yes. They like Meta specifically is really bad with it. You could even post things that just allude to weed. Like if people were posting like, I've seen pages that have nothing on it other than like maybe a pack of raw papers, and they were getting banned. You know what I mean? And then there's these other girls. There's like these female influencers in the industry who just post themselves next to like a brand, and they'll be like, "Nope, you're promoting the use of a federally scheduled drug." You know what I mean? And then they'll fucking kick your ass off. Like I have so many friends that happened to. So it's just kind of wild. And I mean, like I deleted all my shit that showed any weed because I was just like, they literally told me I'm not going to get any traffic to my page without deleting it. You know what I'm saying? But that's literally your business. You know what I mean?
yeah, I got pictures of me smoking J's.
I know
with
that's
nug all
probably-
over.
yeah, it's
That's
probably
why I was
affecting
asking.
it.
I'm like, I didn't know any of this.
I mean, it loosened up. Like Zuckerberg, he did this whole
Yeah, Zuck's
announcement.
cool now, so
Yeah, Zuck's cool, but then it's mad funny because people thought that about, especially specifically with the cannabis industry people, because I'm a big follower of Burner who made cookies and stuff. And then
Yeah, sure.
he instantly posted some weed and then he took it down because it's like they did, they fucked around and they said, yeah, you could do it, but then no, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So people still lost their page.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, dude, fucking social media is crazy. That's why X, shout out to X. I mean, he might, I don't know what the fuck that salute was about. But shout out to X.
crazy, bro.
It was
That
crazy,
shit.
bro.
It's crazy. And now he's like defending himself, saying, like
Well, he
it
literally
wasn't
said-
that, and like
He's-
he's showing videos of all like Democrats doing a similar hand motion.
Well,
like, it's
that
the
was
same
a bad
shit. It
call
was
by him,
mad
but
weird, bro.
he did. You could hear him say, "I'm giving you my heart," and then he literally that's why he held his chest.
Yeah,
and
that's
did
like
it.
a pretty.
But yeah, I
specific
know.
fucking
I'm not
gesture.
defending it. I'm literally just telling you what he said. I thought it was dumb, but it was just like this is what the guy said he
That
did.
shit. It's a crazy time.
Yeah, it is a
It's
crazy
a crazy
time.
time.
there.
I'm sure his
Weird
PR
times.
team is working overtime right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Do
Yeah.
whatever
Wow.
he's trying to
I mean,
communicate.
it'll be all right, bro. I think we're gonna be fine. I mean, I think we're gonna just save some tax money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that.
We'll see.
Hold
Who
the
knows? The rich people will. I don't know. We'll see. There's a
I
lot-
mean, that's
lot
where
of
I'm trying to
shit
get
going
that. This motherfucker's in the room with Uzi, bro. You don't think he needs that tax cut? Come on, look at that.
on. True.
Boston's just fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
No, but they say people in New York spend like 70% of their income just on rent, bro. Most people.
That's crazy.
Like, how do you even live, dude?
Yeah, for real. It's expensive out here though too. Can't lie.
Yeah. I seen you complain about people like imitating you.
Oh yeah. Well, see, this is a tough subject because it's like, on one hand, I get in my feelings sometimes, and I'm like mad about that. But it's like that's just music, bro.
Yeah.
But I will be honest. There's times where people like genuinely do try to copy like verbatim what I do with like Sosa or like stuff like that for like, like other bigger artists. And like, it's never a problem that people like do that. It's more like artists just reach out to me and like get the beats. But it's never that deep. It's always just like people don't know. you know? So
Yeah.
I started like growing up a little bit as I've gotten older and been like, okay, just let it go. Who cares?
Yeah, but
But it is frustrating because I
Yeah.
specifically had this. Sorry, my fault.
no, you're good. Continue.
But like, I specifically chose this style because nobody was doing it on purpose.
But that means that's why it's going to get
Yeah.
replicated. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
something that's like super unique. So you're going to be a type beat.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's a good thing, bro. Like, it
I wish
does.
they would call them Akachi type beats. They just call them glow beats.
Really?
I mean, bro, then you just got to put in your bio glow type beat maker,
Yeah.
like, or creator. You know what I'm saying? Something. But like, I think you just got to like plant your flag, bro, and be like, yeah, motherfucker, this was
I
me.
almost just let people like, honestly, my fault. Well, what Sosa told me was just like, because I was talking to him about it and he was like kind of seeing it when it was like first happening. And he was like, bro, like, no, like people know when it's you and people know when it's other people. Maybe not like the average listener, but like the real people like will know when it's you and know when it's not you.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's, you know, to add on to what you're saying, that's why it can be frustrating. I've seen it with you. I've seen it with us, with myself. You know, it can be frustrating. Like, come to the source. Like, just come to the source. Shoot a DM. Like, let's work. You know what I mean? If you're a talented artist, like, why would you want a different version of something that could be made for you, like, you know, from the source?
but
like
in addition, like, there's definitely a lot of dope, like, new producers that are doing this sound, but like taking it their own direction,
For
which
sure.
I salute and commend. Like, that's fire.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's art. Like a lot of art is theft, right?
100%.
You know, it's this huge compliment that people are so heavily influenced by you that they try to like imitate it. Honestly, like since I started paying attention to your shit, like I started using some of your same moves and drums and drum programming and shit like that. Because I'm like, hey, that's cool. I like the way he did that. I'm gonna try that. And, you know, and then do it in my own shit. You know,
It's fire. I like that.
because I think that you're influenced by something, right?
Of course.
You put that into your own shit.
Mhm.
It's all part of pouring into the pot that then we all get more back out of.
Here,
true.
this is like my view on it was like when I feel like I was doing it, I made sure like whoever like, I guess this is not like always super accessible, but like for anybody that I really wanted to like be inspired by and like use attributes of their production, like D Rich, Shawty Red, like Fat Boy, DJ Plus, like I know all of those people and I've like talked to them and spent time like learning their story and like just like learning game. Cello Ward, one of my boys, super legend, nobody knows,
Shout out
but he's a
Cello.
legend, fucking legend, changed
Crazy.
my life.
Great guy.
Weirdo, like so many like legendary producers, but I always made sure like I was a really good person to those people. I was showing like anyone they were working with a lot of love. Like D Rich, one of his artists is Stream Money Bucci. Like I make sure I send Bucci beats all the time. Just like really try to make sure like I got to know these people and like didn't just like see them and take. I like kind of like added to that. You know, I brought them some inspiration too. Like I've worked with some of them. I'm not going to claim that I've like inspired them to do what they're doing. Not even close. But like I feel like I've brought them inspiration in certain ways and like kind of like, you know, gave back in a certain way. So I feel like a lot of new producers aren't necessarily doing that. I feel like that's why it feels a little weird. Like,
Well,
yeah.
Remember those? You probably get the emails like, "Hey, buy 10 beats for $20, guys." You know what I mean? And then think about it. If you're an artist, and I understand it's like come to the source, but imagine you're an artist in the studio in the zone. You get a beat pack, and then you just play the beats.
Of course.
You're not thinking like, "Yo, hold on, let me ask Akachi if it's cool." And I'm not saying you're right. You're not wrong about that.
you're
I'm like,
completely right.
but it's just like
That's the reality of it.
fuck. It's like they're not gonna do that,
No, you're
bro.
spot on. That's what
Unfortunately.
I'm saying. That's why I had to get out of my own head and be like, it's
Yeah.
not deep. It's not like these people are like, fuck that guy. Like, I'm just going to go to this person. It's like, they don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Exactly.
I don't know.
And
So-
odds are, if those people met you or if they met us or whatever, they'd probably be like, "Yeah, like let's work." Like,
Right.
you know, I love it. And we'd probably really fuck with them. Like,
Right.
they'd probably be great people, I'm sure. But
Right.
And bro, like sometimes they might be introduced to that sound because of that. Like, what if they didn't really listen to Glow Beats or whatever, you know, or Chief Keef, and then they're in the studio, have a pack, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then you'll hear some whole new style on it. You know what I mean, or something like that. So it is frustrating though that you're like, "Oh fuck, what that? Like, no credit, bro. Shout me out."
It's less of the, I feel like it's less of the artists. It's more the producers. I'm like, all right, bro, like, you know who I am. I meet people that like have not followed me for so long. They're huge producers. They're like that new, like our generation music, like big producer works with this person. Like I'll DM them. They're like, bro, huge fan. Like, not even trying to like butter myself up, but like, dude, just like, let's work. I'm cool. Like, let's work on beats together. Like, I don't know. A lot of people are like scared to.
I mean, I think a lot of people assume that people aren't approachable,
Right.
You know, which is something that sounds like you don't really have.
I just
you.
like
You're
shoot my
just
shot,
"What's
and if
up?"
they don't say anything, then it's like, all right, cool.
Right,
Like, it's
right.
cool. Yeah.
You know, there's probably lots of people out there that are like, oh man, I wish I could work with Akachi, but I know I can't because he's so and so. So like, I'm just gonna do my thing that sounds like that. You know,
Yeah. Stuff's way more accessible than it seems a lot of the time.
for sure.
Yeah.
So what is like the cutting edge shit that you guys are doing now? Like, you know, are there certain drum kits that you're into?
I mean,
Like, what's your favorite drum kit right now?
Favorite.
Or
we have,
types
we
of
have our own,
drums?
we have our own stash
yeah.
kit that like I made for I keep making new versions of. Like I'll just pull drums that I like from random stuff and like tweak them.
Yeah.
And then I like send it to the guys, and then we have like we don't only use that kit. I
No.
feel like we
I
have
use a lot
other
of
like
Detroit
more
sounds and
basic
stuff,
kits
too.
and stuff. But
It's
like
a good place to start.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
just like a collection of sounds I feel like we all kind of use. But like we're
Mhm.
all our own people and we have our own sounds, but I feel like we all kind of like dip into we all have a similar ear. That's really what it is at the end of the day. Like so
Mhm.
I don't know. It's less about the plugins. It's more about just like all of our ears are kind of like in again, we're different, but like all of our ears are relatively like in tune for like what the mission is, you know?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I don't know.
So what are those? I mean, probably a lot of it is very instinctual, and you're not really thinking about it, right? But like,
Yeah, I would say
if you
so.
did think about it, like, what types of sounds are you guys looking for? So let's start with like drums.
hmm
Like, what are you doing lately with drums that maybe is a new approach or something that you think is unique?
Probably using like older drum sounds,
Yeah.
stuff like that, like drum machine sounds.
Really?
Yeah, mixed with like newer stuff.
Okay.
Using a lot of effects plugins on just like normal sounds, I feel like. And then
Yeah.
like I said, like it doesn't matter what
It
plug like
depends
I
on the beat.
genuinely promise you,
Like-
like we did a video, you watch us cook up, you could every single time I pull up a plugin, you could tell me one to pull up and I'll use it and we'll make something crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's more just like the process, you know?
Mhm.
It's very, very open, creative, like free. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we might
definitely.
hear something and it might go a certain direction and then he might put vocals on it and then he might put keys on it and then like just it's
Yeah.
random.
I think
Yeah.
that's like the coolest thing we do is someone will start something like, and we'll just all rotate. Like
Mhm.
one person will be cooking food, someone's playing Call of Duty, but like we'll have just
Yeah, literally.
this rotation where someone starts something and, you know, Ben will add to it or
Yeah, it's just like a
whatever
kick.
Sonic will
We
add
do
to
we
it, and,
like not
yeah.
speaking for everybody, but like I know at least us, like we've been cooking up a lot. Like you know, at my house, just like in the living room, I'll cook steaks and we'll make like I like cooking a lot, so like I'll make the boys like fries from like scratch and steaks, and we'll just cook up and we'll play Star Wars Battlefront 2 and
Yeah.
drink Guinness and just fucking
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know,
Full time
like-
running
Dad,
too,
bro.
though,
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah,
like
good
some
to know,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
But just
it's
with a
chill.
computer open
Yeah.
and some speakers.
We just like be ourselves and make music. That's all.
it's good to throw in the other activities too. Like it's a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
You're in a studio and it's dark and you're in there for 6 hours and
Mm.
everyone's just looking at the screen or
Yeah, it's
Right.
And then like everyone's
You can get
waiting to get
burnt
on the
out.
computer.
Yeah,
People are just
yeah.
sitting there
Everybody's
like
itching,
itching.
like,
It's
and
like
Yeah, and you feel like everybody's watching you
Yeah,
while
it
you're
just
doing
gets
your
mad.
shit.
Yeah.
you're just waiting
yeah.
to jump on.
try to make it like
Yeah.
more relaxed, you know.
I will say we're really big into hardware though. I think that's like
Yeah.
we love like anything, you know, like
hardware
rolling
synths and
synths,
stuff.
chord
Yeah.
synths. Like
these two guys for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely, or yeah. I
Why
guess
is
so.
that?
Just a different approach to making music.
Yeah.
Like,
I personally like playing things live, and
Mhm.
like that's how I've started making music. That's how I like to do it now, even if I'm using synths or pizzicato strings. In a perfect world, everything is an audio file. There's no MIDI, but I use MIDI all the time. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that. And for drums, MIDI is very, very important.
and he's
It
talking
can't
like
be.
live recording versus like drawing notes in, but like
Yeah.
using MIDI keyboard
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Exactly, like clicking them in or drawing them in. So that's one of the reasons why I like it. And I think the sounds just they're so pure. I feel like it sounds different off of it, like some hardware, especially like an analog or digital synth. It just
Yeah, I know our boys like Mackie and Be Heavy, like out in New York, they have a studio that they go to a
Mhm.
lot that has like a crazy amount of hardware.
Mm.
And I know like Be Heavy's like been working with like a lot of like artists on different projects, like executive producing them, like only using hardware.
Yeah.
Just like having the artists like lay stuff down and then
Yeah.
build around it. And like, it's just, I
We
feel
were
like
just doing
we've
that
all been
last
making
night.
beats for so, right. We've all been making
Yeah.
beats for so long. So it's like, we're just trying to switch up the workflow to make it still interesting over time.
Yeah. It seems like there's a big resurgence of synths
hmm
right
Mm.
now. You know, people getting away from the VST instruments and pulling in the old school synths and shit like that.
yeah,
I feel like we low key, like in a way, brought that Roland Phantom back. To be honest, without even like
I think so for
us
sure.
and us and Rari. To be honest,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we brought that back. A lot of people were not using. I mean, not everybody, but at least like in our sound, like our producer world, like of like you know the stuff we make, the trap stuff. Like
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people started going back to hardware. And shout out to Cello Ward, because he was the person. He's a really dope producer, super underground. Like, just he's like a mailman in Virginia. Like, I think he's a veteran too. Like, just like really, really cool guy. Like, super, just like a music nerd, super knowledgeable. Like, taught me all about hardware. Like, we used to be on the phone for like in college, like 3-4 hours just talking about hardware and history and stuff. And yeah, I feel like he was like the one first in like senior year to be like, yeah, hardware's coming back. Like, get on hardware, not like do this. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It definitely comes across in your music, like the chill vibe that you guys are describing. You know, like it sounds always very like loose and open and fun. Like your shit sounds fun.
That's the goal.
Dope. Yeah, that is the goal. That's why it's dope to hear.
Yeah,
like, it really is cool.
Yeah, I feel like people can definitely tell when you're like just bullshitting and not like actually putting any effort in your music. Like, when you're really enjoying making a beat and you bounce that out, like after everyone's like, those ones go, like for sure. I remember the beat for JT, like, okay.
Yeah.
I made that in college. I made that in my dorm after coming back from party, like blackout drunk. So fucking drunk. Yeah. Just was like vibing. Like I was using hardware making it. And I like that beat sat for a while before like it became a song. But like, yeah, like.
We should playlist out like sober beats versus non, like,
that's
yeah,
funny.
because bro, like I've had some mushroom beats, you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, where did I go with that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, different beats, different vibes.
Yeah, I think that uninhibited, that vibe is like when the best music happens. You know, when you're thinking too much about shit, it's like that you can just, you hear it.
There's
it's
a
like
line to that too, though. Some people need to stop, especially with the drinking, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, take a break. You that's your second bottle of Don Julio, bro.
Yeah, people
put it
definitely
down.
get crazy.
Definitely for the artists, because they start slurring and yelling.
They start
and shit,
sleeping,
sounding
bro.
crazy.
Yeah, you got to manage your studio session. You're not paying the $100 an hour for nothing. So you got
right.
You know.
And then there's also like, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in, you know, like you're being productive and doing all these things. Then you take a step back and you're like, wait, I'm not feeling healthy right now. You know, like that's definitely
you
like
get carried away for sure.
Yeah, because you're having so much fun and stuff, especially when you're, you know, with the guys and you're with like, you know, all of us, and we've been doing it for so long. We just have such a great time, and the product is incredible, and potentially even the placements you're getting are incredible. And then take a step back, you're like, I drank every day this week.
Yeah, it's hard. Me and Be Heavy, one time on Cape Cod, bro, like my parents' house, like we have this backyard. We were like, I'm from Sandwich, in Cape Cod, but like we were in the backyard. We brought a like plastic folding table out and ran an extension cord and just had speakers, and we just had like a rack of like. Definitely not Bud Light. It was like seltzers.
Or what? Yeah, probably.
It was like a bunch of seltzers, and we were just like gunning seltzers, making beats. Just like there's a video on YouTube. Someone screen recorded the live. It says like Akachi frat house cookup or something, and I'm like, it's my parents' backyard. But like, yeah, that's like the best representation of just like how like stupid the cookup. But it's very purposeful. But it's like,
exactly, and there's
like,
a time and a place for it, you know, and yeah.
Do you guys feel like you needed to get to like a certain skill level to even be able to like be that loose though?
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I did personally.
I definitely had to. I felt like I was playing when I first locked in with him. I'd been producing formally for about 5 or 6 months, and like most of it was on Logic. And now I'm working with Akachi, who's working on FL, and I was a live instrumentalist, and he recorded a lot of stuff in for me. But then it gets to a point like I had to play catch up. You know what I mean? So he was teaching me how to work FL. Wow. And then I would go home from there back to my house because we were neighbors at school. And I would go home and I work on Logic for like 6 hours. So I work with him for 8 hours, and I work on Logic, and I'd sleep for a few hours, and then I'd get up for class. Like that wasn't consistent. And then, you know, mix in some good times, some partying, whatever.
Of course, absolutely.
But there was a lot like I had to get to a point, speaking for me personally, that I was able to do that, because if you don't know the DAW that well, you can't express yourself. And then, well, now if, you know, let's say you had a few drinks or you're having a good time, like, you're not having a good time because you can't express what you're trying to express.
Right. We had some good practice. Like we would genuinely, like me and Ben, Sonic would go out, and we would just go to like, we'd go to the pregame. We'd get like, you know,
my house was always
properly
a party.
drunk.
I lived with 7 other dudes that played rugby. So
yeah, we get properly drunk. Like my girl went to school like there or whatever. We'd be with like all her friends. Me and Shields would look at each other. Sorry, me and Sonic would look at each other.
That's me.
This is the old memories coming back. We just look at each other and be like, head out. We just look at each other, dip, go walk right back to my house, cook up for like probably like 3-4 hours.
Easy. Yeah.
Get fried, and then just like meet them at the party later.
Yeah.
And that was like the cook up for the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was happening
awesome.
a lot.
And I made a lot of songs with Chief Keef then. I made a lot of songs with we made a lot of like dope beats from then.
A lot of
Uzi
really
songs,
cool beats.
like a lot of
Stuff really started hitting.
Do you guys spend a lot of time organizing your beats, like in order to send out? Because it sounds like you're making a fucking lot of beats.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about like choosing who gets what? Like, do you have a process for that?
I keep my beats on my computer like really organized, like by month, by year, by like loop, beat, FLP, stems, session, like all that type of stuff. But when it comes to sending out, I'm trying to figure out. I might want to use AI for this. This might be a good AI thing. Is like trying to like fit stuff into like genre or like vibe based folders. But all my stuff is just like fucking March 2023, boom, everything here. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm just clicking through like, do I hear this person on this? Okay, cool. I'm definitely sending out as I make stuff mostly too. Like, you know, like right then after I bounce the beat, who do I hear? Boom, boom, boom. But I go back. But there's no like perfect way. I haven't really figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Fuck.
I'm chilling.
When you do that, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I can't.
I forgot my
you didn't
question.
say it in Spanish. I don't understand you, but no, man. It's dope to hear. But like, who's somebody that? Because you have a laundry list of people. You said like, who's somebody that you're aiming for, or is there like shout it out now?
I want to go less rap. I mean, there's still some rap people I want to work with, but I want to go less rap and get more into like pop stuff like that.
Give me a name.
I've been working on stuff for like Tate McRae.
Okay.
People like that, like those like girl pop stars, like Dua Lipa.
Okay, that would go crazy.
I would love to do some like rock stuff. Like I'm a huge like Green Day, Blink-182 fan, stuff like that, like pop punk stuff.
Okay.
Like metal stuff like that. So maybe like crossing over in those type of way. Like
I
maybe
don't know
like
if you need some drums, dude.
I would love that. That'd be fire. Like Bring Me to the Horizon, like stuff like that would be sick. But I definitely want to work. I think this year I'm really trying to work with Trav. Now that Thug's home, I really want to work with Young Thug.
Yeah, before he gets arrested again, definitely do that.
Dude, I don't know. He's a fucking incredible musician.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest ever.
He's like
Favorite of all time.
him being free is very
shout
important
out free,
for music.
yeah, shout out to Thug.
For real. So probably them. I really want to have some more with Sosa, but I really want the world to hear some of these Uzi songs, man.
Yeah.
Like, some of the songs we've been making are just so crazy, and I've been talking to him like a lot more recently, working with him a lot more recently. Like he's been calling me and showing me songs and stuff. So I'm really excited for that.
That's sick, man.
I hope this year like he actually shows the world some songs, because we've got like 700 songs.
You got anything you want to show us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got I wish I could show you some of the Uzi songs, but I don't know if I can do that. But I got this record with Highway. That's some cool. We were talking about crossover stuff.
Okay.
Highway 2009 is a dope artist from Seattle. He signed to Interscope now, I think. But super, super cool artist. Really reminds me of like kind of like Thug in a way. A lot of different influence, like Thug, Chief Keef, like just very like abstract, weird. You might not hear it in this song, but just really dope artist to work with. Shout out to Highway. He reps Bink heavily too. He's got a hat.
Yep.
We've got mad songs with him. We're gonna put out some. We're gonna definitely put out a project with him. But
all right,
this is a.
I think we got you hooked up, right?
Yeah, little Trailer Park Boys intro for you too.
I love the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, you'll appreciate this though.
I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it.
She wanna do is take this Molly all the time. Now she think that she the baddest bitch of all time. I won't change her mind. I done get this whole style. All she talk about is grown hard.
That sounds like Future, huh?
She can never bring up old guys. Cause I don't play that. Part of me wanna be on the horse side. Part of me wanna ride on the horses. Part of me wanna take her in Florida.
It's dope, though.
She know that this car got lots of horses. Baby, it's tunnel vision. You see me on music television lately. I'm so tired. I think hoes tired. Cause you turn me. All she wanna do is have a party all the time. She she the baddest bitch of all time. And I won't change her mind. I won't change her mind. I won't change her mind.
It's cool. It's almost like
It's like some surfy, like beach music.
almost an 80s vibe. It's super cool.
No,
man.
it 100%.
And
is.
he's
There was-
never on vibes like that. Like that's
Yeah.
Like,
So how did you like? Did you send him a bunch of beats and he picked that one, or like did you know that one was for him?
So that was one we made in Worcester, low key. When he came out, he had a show out here, so we made that
Okay.
in person with him. But he's my boy Bass Kids, who he's Visa's DJ.
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time. Works with Chief Keef a lot too. Shout out to Bass Kids. He introduced me to him probably like when we were first going out to LA, like 2021, something like that.
Maybe 22.
Early. I remember I sent like him a bunch of beats and he gave me like probably like 2 or 3 songs on the plane, sent him back.
Mm-hmm.
And then dude, he just started like kind of blowing up. He's got some really, really dope songs. I think with like Destroy Lonely. I think he's been, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but like working with like Lil Baby a little bit and stuff.
Okay.
So like he's definitely been going up. But super dope artist, got a lot of like really cool music coming out soon. And I was just trying to give him like, that was a beat that we made at the house, just like vibing.
Yeah.
And I was like, he would walk
he
on
would.
this. So
Just
yeah,
made
and it
sense.
was like a really cool, like different vibe for him.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really sound like stuff that you hear every day. And that's like the goal. So
I like that shit. I remember my question too. It was going to be when you go into these sessions with like some of these huge artists like Lil Uzi, and you've got your beats like, hundreds of beats over months and shit like that. Are you just clicking through and pulling them up, or you go in with like, I'm gonna play these 10?
I feel like I'll usually like cook a fresh 10-pack before, and then have like the 4 or 5 that I'm like, okay, like these are the ones I want to play first. And he usually skips them and then picks the other ones. but like, I don't know. I mean, it varies, bro. I feel like I have like a catalog of all my beats in my head based on like the names. Like I know what they
You
sound
just know
like.
what it is. Yeah.
So it's like, I can kind of go based off the vibe, or like if he plays me a song and he's like, listen to what I've been doing, or like for any artist, not just Uzi, like I can kind of fit it to it. Or usually what we like to try to do is just be like, this is what you need. Like you should get on this. This
Right.
would be good for you to get on this.
And he
We
trusts you like that now.
to an extent, I feel
100%,
like.
yeah.
But like I feel like a lot of people like they'll be like, okay, cool.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to play like the one that I think they're gonna like third, and I'll set them up, and I'll play like something I'm like, they might like this a little bit, but they'll skip it to get them like
And
to
then
get their
they'll be ready.
ear warmed
They'll
up.
be ready for the right one.
And they'll be like, oh yeah, that's it. you
Yeah,
know?
no, that's a good strategy.
That is a good
Yeah.
strategy.
But I love when like you play one, and they're like, let's go.
I fucking
Yeah,
hate
that-
that
nothing's-
shit.
You hate
bro.
that shit?
I'm such a like hog in the aux cord. I'm just like, no. I feel like
cook these up, motherfucker.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the studio and I'm such a jerk sometimes. Like they'll be like,
No, it's fine.
yeah, that's the good one. I'll be like, wait, but like I'll play 2 more. I play like 6 more afterwards. They're like, bro, I want to rap. Like you're fucking the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But so you like to cook up fresh for a thing. It's like when you asked me for loops the other day,
Mhm.
I had some old shit. I don't make a lot of loops, but I was like, I got to make some new ones for this.
Yeah,
you know?
the one that I emphasize is crazy.
You like that? You know what was funny, dude? So like I spent a while that morning making shit, and again, I don't do it a lot, so like it always takes me mad time and shit like that.
Yeah.
That one I used an AI tool
Okay.
to basically generate the MIDI for.
Okay, that's fire.
And so I was like, when you told me you like that one,
when this comes out, we didn't use AI.
no, I don't give a fuck, dude. I love AI.
Yeah, facts. It's a great tool.
But I thought that was funny, because there was others that like I spent a while composing and shit like that, and then it's like, oh yeah, I like that's
I'm
a
such
good
an
one.
asshole. I'm an asshole. all
You
show.
just did the thing the rappers did to you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. Honestly.
No, but the AI thing, it's like, yo, you have to use it as a tool, bro, because it's like not using Google to me. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't let it just take all the creativity out of it, because then that's not even fun anymore. But like, use it as a tool. Like, even Splice right now has this cool AI feature where you can literally make a whole stack, and it's like an advanced search engine. That's
Yeah.
how I use it.
Yeah,
When
same.
I used Splice before, I'm just like, oh man, it's gonna take a while to navigate this fucking shitty app, and I gotta browse this, browse that. Now it's like, I want this genre. Ooh, this main loop is cool. Come on, let's keep finding shit.
Yeah.
Let's layer it. You can even change the tempo.
Yeah.
And it'll export everything in the same key, like perfectly. I'm just like, this is like a time saver. Why the fuck would I not use that?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's like crate digging AI.
Yeah,
It's like
for
super
sure.
dope.
Yeah, I prefer to compose. My ego prefers that I compose everything myself, but
Yeah.
it's like
Get that.
at the same time, in the end, I'm just trying to get some good sounds out. If I can so I use this plugin called Spawn. which is it's pretty cool. It,
Oh, that new shit. Yeah, I seen the.
Yeah, like basically like you choose like the styles that you want, and you hit a button, and it gives you some ideas, and you're like, all right, like I'll keep this, this, and this. So, you know, it's cheating in a sense, right?
It's just a tool.
But you're still like making the decisions of like I'm using this.
Yeah,
as long as you get the job done, right?
Right.
I like using that splice tool for like me and Casso will cook up, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like different from what I usually make, right? So like
His
I
type of
kinda,
shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to like go outside of what I usually. It's still like doable, but like it was different when I'm, you know, from what I'm doing. But I'll usually like start a melody and drums, and then like you know how you like sample your stuff, and like there's different elements that like might be easy to play live or like you know actually sample.
Yeah.
So I'll use that tool all the time with him. Like I'll put that loop I made, and then I'll stack other stuff and put effects on it. And
Because you could upload your own shit.
Yep.
And not just search. You could just have 3 fucking layers that you did and be like, all right, dude, I can't fucking think of the perks I want. Let me just put it in Splice and then go through a bunch of perks. And you're like, oh shit, that was it. And then export that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, use that shit. Especially when you're like having like a low moment, like, oh man, I can't really think of nothing right now. That sort of shit gets you out of it. And then you could just flow. You know?
Yeah, producing is making the best product at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter how
It's
you
all
get
about the
there.
song in the end.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
But you really like those loops? You're not just being nice?
Yes. No,
Yeah, he's
genuinely.
just-
That's why I
Dude,
emphasize
he's
it.
being nice, right? He got
I feel
rid
like
of
he's
our
being nice.
co-host.
I was like, I don't know. I always doubt my shit. Like my compositions, the reason I don't do a lot is because like I feel like they're not like super exciting. Like they're like really cool interludes and shit like that, you know, but like they don't turn into like the greatest beats.
I know what you
I
mean.
also like to make a lot of like soulful beats and shit like that. And I personally can't make that type of shit.
I know what you
It
mean,
doesn't
like
come out of me,
instrumentally.
you know what I'm saying? So, but I do like to do it. But going through that made me fucking say like, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get nasty at this. You know, once and for all. Because I've been doing this shit for a while, and like I focus too much on drums and sampling and shit. Like, or not too much, but whatever, right? But focus a lot on drums and sampling and working with loop makers and shit like that. But I want to finally tackle this melody game.
It was a good melody, bro. Watch when I send it back. You're gonna
All
think
right.
it's great. I'm really just. I feel like it's less about the other ones. I not like. It's not me not liking them. It's more like that when I heard something and I was like,
That
oh,
one I felt like would be good for you. Yeah, for sure.
I'd show you guys and you'd be like, oh yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. I haven't heard it, but I
Or
have
that
no
AI
doubt.
made.
Yeah.
Well, he told
I
you
added
to
one
make
layer
it.
to it and tweaked it a little bit. But
No, it was fire. You snapped.
No, and honestly, that stuff's not perfect still, right? So when you use it, you're like, this is a good foundation, but I got to do all these edits to it. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, this took me just as much time as cooking something up sometimes. So even though it's a dope idea, that's why when people like, because some people, even when you just traditionally sampled, would talk shit about it. Because in a way, that was like, yo, here's this prepackaged, good sounding shit. You could make it sound better when you do some cool shit to it. That's the same concept.
Right.
So I just kind of take that logic and apply it to that. And I don't fucking like, don't make a more of an obstacle for yourself. It's fucking wild. to me.
nobody cares except other producers.
Literally. Exactly.
Yeah, and maybe yourself a little bit, you know, but it is that too, bro. Like, oh, wow, you didn't fucking make that snare sound yourself in your house, you fuck. Like, what the
I
fuck's
feel
wrong?
like so many EDM DJs are just using Splice all the time too, or like EDM artists and stuff. Like, and we don't say shit about it. What happened?
No.
What was that art? Sabrina Carpenter. Like her whole
Yeah,
album
it's like
was like
3
Splice.
splice loops.
Yeah, like
major fucking
yeah,
hit,
they're
bro.
millionaire, multi-millionaires
Yeah,
in the songs. Yeah.
That's so
Who
crazy.
cares?
I didn't even know that.
It is crazy.
It's
but
dope though. I mean, hey, it's good music. It's good music, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's important for us to at least like know how to use these tools
For sure.
because whether we use them or not, like other people are going to be using them and they're going to get faster and faster and faster. And pretty soon, people are going to just start generating full songs that it's already happening like at a ridiculous rate that go on Spotify. And then that's what musicians are competing with. It's just this unbelievable output of fucking AI music.
Yeah.
And that's when Spotify is really going to be trash for artists. You know, once because Spotify will be able to just cut everybody out and be like, all right, we're not paying you guys anymore. We'll just generate playlists for people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, but that'll be funny when people will be like, yo, I got real music, guys. Come on, I got it.
Yeah, that's it's going to have to go back to that.
It is.
Because humans will still desire it ultimately.
The pendulum swings, bro. Like, people are going to want like something more like, oh, this is exclusive, not just some bullshit someone made. You know what I mean? It's like that happens all the time, bro. Like, people, we were talking about the prices of this art on the wall. You could go to fucking Marshall's and probably buy some generic ass photo or some canvas thing and just put it up on your wall. Or you could pay this guy fucking $5,000 or whatever the fuck he thinks is worth.
Right.
And people pay that.
Yeah.
Like people paying millions of dollars.
It'll be
for
the passive listeners that just want a gym playlist.
Right,
You know,
that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
bro. Or like if you're a YouTuber and you just want some generic music in the background,
Yeah.
like why the fuck not? Like that hustle is probably gone for some
I think
producers.
sync will dry up heavily
For sure, that makes sense to me.
because
Yeah.
you know,
I think for movies and scores, that'll still be a game because like
Yeah,
they
big
want
shit.
super specific,
Big shit,
super
yeah.
high level shit, and you're just not going to be able to generate that right now. At least right now,
Yeah.
with and there's still going to be a producer behind it. Even like there's going to be a decision maker,
Right.
A lot
Yeah.
of the time,
Coder or
anyways.
whatever. Right.
Yeah, or some guys like, nah, take that sound off, use that one, tell
Yeah.
it to do this or whatever.
Mhm.
That still in itself is something you can't really replicate the ear
It's true.
as much. You know what I mean?
I feel like the music just hits so much harder when there's like some type of substance behind it, or like a person or a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that has like a huge impact that like I feel like is overlooked sometimes. Like why we listen to specific artists, it's like much more than just the music. You know what I mean?
big
I
time.
can say that for like, and I keep bringing them up, but like for Chief Keef, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just like I feel like the music's just so much more special with like the story of everything.
It is, dude. You know, the best analogy when like people are very afraid of AI art, right, taking over. But like the best analogy I've heard is prostitution, right? Like
Where's this going?
we could all just go get a hooker at any time, but it's not fun. It's not as fun as getting a real girl,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It's cheating.
because that's real. It's the same thing where it's like you can go generate a song, you can make an unbelievable image, you can make video now with AI, all this shit. But it's just not as cool if a human wasn't really behind it.
It is also kind of funny that with the art specifically is that I've heard a few people say this, be like, oh, I could tell that an AI made that.
Mhm.
Like have you heard that before? And then
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, somebody did.
You can't now. Like,
Yeah.
it won't be long before this shit is
Yeah.
Like fucking
indecipherable and better.
Yeah. Better is
Better
questionable.
subjective, but like,
Well, it's because art is man subjective, bro. So
Very.
there
Yeah.
could be some AI shit. I could show you some AI shit that I've probably prompted that looks crazier than some of us are probably here. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like that's subjective too, you know? So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
yeah, it's a wild world. It's a
really
wild
is.
world.
It's fucking scary.
What should people be looking out for you guys? From you guys in
Dude,
Put the
2025?
OnlyFans in the link in the bio.
The only fans.
We got the Uzi drops coming.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I feel like I won't speak for all of Bink Boys, but I know I'm definitely gonna try to put out way more music.
Yeah.
Me and artists, like executive producing artists this year.
Okay.
Much more. Definitely gonna try to break more artists.
Mhm.
Just stay locked in with these new guys. Definitely trying to go back to the Grammys. That's the goal
Yeah.
this year.
Have you been
Nice.
nominated before?
Twice.
Really?
Mhm.
Holy shit. For what?
For Futures, I Never Liked You, and then for Khaled, God Did, those two albums for
That's
rap.
fucking
albums.
Oh, that's fire.
That's fucking awesome.
So I'm trying to that's a big goal. I know like awards don't matter, but that's just been a goal
Come
since
on,
I was a
everyone.
kid.
People
That
say
is-
that, but there's
come
like
on.
when you get one,
You
you're
want
like,
that
fuck
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and then I mean I know that we want to do possibly. We definitely want to. We had a event that we threw with Phoenix Down.
Yeah.
In the past, that was dope. We sold it out. It was like 150 tickets, something like that. It was like a cool networking like
Mhm.
show.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Event. It was
Went really
really
well.
dope. It was our first like shot doing it. So we're trying to do another one, a bigger one, more people, more tickets, more vendors, more performances.
Awesome.
So that's in the works now. And then, man, just a lot of really good music. I feel like everybody that's Bink is like kind of doing their thing and working with their artists. And I feel like it's just going to be a good year for music overall. All we're trying to do is just bring back some authenticity and just like uniqueness to music. So
Fuck yeah.
that's the goal.
That's real.
Fuck yeah. Fellas, this has been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you for coming by.
Thanks
Thanks a ton for
us.
having
We'll
us.
see you again for sure.
Hell yeah,
Definitely.
brother.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next
Thank
week.
you guys.
Later.
Yeah. Ayy. Pop up a new D and get me a bag of the bus. Me and the bros about to turn the whole bag in the dust. I swear. Baddie roll up, little shorty, she came with a Dutch. Pull up in the whip when I'm shifting, I'm breaking the clutch. I swear. They told me to chill like I'm doing too much. I said, bitch, shut up, you ain't been doing enough. Now he got it wrong. What's up? Pack up in the bag, man, I'm really the plug. I've been smoking double, that shit OD. Got it for the low, that shit is low key. Walk up in the room, they smell it on me. I pull up to the spot, I be on Highstreet.
Dallas.